right. So who's launching this thing officially?
Have we started recording?
I've been recording for
I
the past
just started
half
recording.
hour.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. All right.
He's got the content on us, Carpal. It's okay. It's okay.
It's okay. It's okay.
We've contributed some fun stuff in the past, so this is why I do it. And I got a 4 TB hard drive this is going on to, so I got limitless storage here.
Me.
I think my iPhone
You
has
want
like
me to add
16
that into the
megabytes.
video? I'll do it. You think I won't? I will.
Keep
do.
everything in.
Please do.
I'll do it. I've done it in the past.
Me.
Me. I heard that. I got that one from Pink Half Moon.
See this
Okay.
here? This is what I have
He
to
just
deal
says
with,
it's-
people. This is what I deal with. No, just kidding.
All right.
No, it's up to
The
you guys if
question
you guys wanna do an
was.
intro or something.
Oh yeah, we should probably do that.
Yeah, who wants to start out? I mean, I've done it before. I could do it again, but it's up to you guys.
I'm not good at intros. I just say hello.
Welcome, everybody, to the Wundercast.
The one
Episode. I think we're on 4 now.
technically,
Four, technically 3, part 1.
basically.
Technically 3, part 1. Okay. I mean,
Oh,
I've been titling these episodes like every episode we do is just a separate number, but like we have separate parts for topics. So
Oh, okay.
I am probably gonna call this episode 4, and then just part 1 of whatever the topic is. If we don't.
I might have to change my cover art, but for the technically the third episode, I was doing episode 2, part 2. But actually, maybe I will just do that number 3, but I have to redo my artwork again. That's fine.
I mean, you just change that one layer in your project, right?
Dude, I don't have the original file anymore.
You don't have layers.
All I
for
have is
that
the picture.
Thumbnail?
Dude, but with the art of photos,
Wait, are you using
I
Photoshop for those, or?
No, I just use Paint. Paint.net.
So you use the same thing as me, so you have no excuse.
No, my excuse is I did not save the PNG file. I just saved the JPEG, and that was it.
I see. Okay. So
Dude,
yes,
I'm basic, that's
minor skill issue.
Little
Just
What?
say-
You don't have Paint.net open at all times with 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 different assets open at the same time? Come on,
dude.
now,
I
do not-
usually outdo you by like 50. When I make a video, I take pictures of all kinds of different scenes because I get my art right out of the video usually. So I will just drag
fair,
all
yeah.
those into Paint to decide which one I want to use. So there's like 50 different files open on there.
I'm gonna
just
keep it
at
a
a
stack.
time.
I just made like a general format, and the only thing I'm going to change about the thumbnail for every episode is just the number in the bottom left and the 3 COD Zombies maps that are showcased in the background. Like that's literally it.
Oh, okay. Oh, that's an interesting format. Yeah, mine's pretty much just gonna be
So
different every single
before
time.
any of the smart ass people in the comments section come to realize this, yes, I'm going to eventually reach a point where I start duplicating maps, like I start reusing maps.
I'm already typing the comment.
You're already
My
typing
notes.
in the comment.
I'm just gonna copy and
Our
paste it when the
angry
episode
review.
goes up.
As soon as you're gonna be the first comment when the podcast goes live. Nice.
It's another edition in the Wundercast cinematic universe.
Absolutely, it's cinematic universe.
Yo,
wow.
the
cinematic.
cinematic universe.
Let's go. I'm
Let's
invested
go.
in this.
I mean, yeah.
This must be a really
Alright.
interesting podcast if we've somehow entered a cinematic universe.
When
Hey,
are we
I would
gonna have
argue-
our first Avengers like episode then? Where we're gonna have like a big
That's
team
true.
up with other people or something. That'd be cool.
Let's hope it never comes to that.
We'll team up with Treyarch. Get them right in here. It'll be like an interview. It'll be great.
I mean, no. What are we avenging then?
Bad zombie games? I don't really know.
Dang!
we're-
All right.
Wow.
I have no idea. man.
We're avenging Modern Warfare 3 zombies players. That's what we're doing.
Ooh, yeah. There you have it.
All right, let's
All right, I'm gonna
start
get us
All
back
right,
on
let's
topic
get
here.
to the
What is our
topic.
topic here
I
today?
believe our topic is going to be Easter egg quest steps. Easter eggs.
Absolutely.
Easter eggs.
I think
So,
we're mainly just talking about Easter egg steps, right? So
Yes.
for the most
yeah.
part, things that are indeed interactable, not like out of the map Easter eggs or narrative Easter eggs that have no interaction with them.
What
Oh,
about
okay.
side
Yeah.
Easter eggs?
Yeah, that's kind of what I'm wondering.
Side Easter egg steps, I think, are valid, honestly, because they are interactable.
Because I would like to bring
for
up some Ghost and
example, the
Skulls.
Samantha doll Easter eggs, and like the one on Shang, where you gotta melee the 4 gongs and then shoot the pans. Right?
Yeah.
I'll be
Right.
honest, that's just the first Samantha doll Easter egg that
That
came
one
up
is
in my
eluding
mind.
me at the moment.
I'm surprised you didn't bring up Ghost and Skulls in that rant. That's I think the most significant.
Because we all
Listen,
know
I
how
know.
much
That is
you
a
love Ghosts
pretty
and Skulls.
cool side Easter egg. Yes, Ghosts and
Yes.
Skulls is
Yes.
quite nice.
How many times have you done the Zombies in Spaceland Ghosts and Skulls? Has it
It's
actually
gonna be
been
a
that
lower
many
number
times?
than you expect. I'll just say that much. I've probably done it
Dude,
at
it is a whopping
least
1 for me.
about. Actually, hold up, because I need to find my live split files first of all, so I
Hey,
can
Dude,
give
I've
you
only
a
done
confident
it
answer.
Maybe we save that for later.
I have the data.
Yeah,
I have the data.
Spend
this
10
man's
minutes
gonna
finding
analyze every
files.
single moment of his stream, just like, hang on, wait, guys, I got this. Hey, I think it's this moment here. It's yeah, it's gonna be
Search through dozens and dozens of VODs just
Okay,
just to count.
so what the fuck? Boohoo. Okay.
Boo.
great. What day was
Okay.
it?
Solo
Exact
Ghosts
date,
and
time.
Skulls. So I've done solo. Okay, I'm just gonna say a number.
Mm-hmm.
46. I don't know. 46.
46 times you've done it.
I've done it maybe 6 times. So
How do you
yeah.
not hate yourself after doing it 46 times?
I mean, it's
Same
not that
reason I don't
difficult.
hate myself after attempting the Zombies in Space on solo Easter egg for let me actually tell you how many times. 7,915 times.
Well, that I believe. The Ghost and
Light
Skulls
work.
one, I can't believe, just because the one from Zombies in Spaceland is kind of brutal, honestly. And it's like, I only did it once because
you
it was cool,
you
but
say that one's brutal,
otherwise,
Notlad, but
it is
we don't talk
compared to
about
the
Ghosts
other
and
ones.
Skulls 2. We don't talk about GNS 2.
Wait, what do
Maybe
you
we should
mean the
talk
game
about it.
segment or the quest? Because the game segment for GNS2 is pretty easy.
Well, okay, so the thing is that I kind of count the games themselves as a step.
Okay, that
Like
makes sense.
if I'm viewing and if I'm ranking the
Yeah.
Ghosts and Skulls Easter eggs as a whole, I'm going to take into account collectively the game and the skulls, like the steps to get there, because all of it is a step in my all of it, and each individual part of it is considered a step to me.
Okay. So it's like doing the fly trap on Doris, and then at the end it's just Mephistopheles. Okay, I understand.
But worse.
And you would treat those as individual steps for the same quest, theoretically speaking. Yeah.
Yeah, okay.
Perfect analogy.
I don't know. That one in particular, it's just got some odd steps, like getting the big brute to like shoot his laser at the arcade machine and standing on the different tiles to when there's certain colors or certain colors to and kill a zombie on them and all that stuff. It just seems like it's not worth it because you can only complete it after you've done the Easter egg and everything. And
So,
I don't
and
know.
that's actually a good
can't, man.
segue to what I like to call pace capping. Maybe you guys call it something else, but when you're at
What
a
is that
certain
exactly?
point in an Easter egg and you're not able to get past it until you reach a certain round, or you have a certain entity to spawn in, or you've gotten a very specific number of zombies, right? Like for somewhat
Yeah.
of a soul box. So yeah, just
Sure.
like something that pace blocking, I guess, is maybe another way of phrasing it.
Okay, yeah, I get
Because
that. Sure.
you have to do the Easter egg if you want to do Ghosts and Skulls on Spaceland. Kind of
Yeah.
inconvenience.
A little
Yeah.
bit. Just a little
Yeah,
bit.
just a little bit. Yeah.
Yeah,
But
you
for
get the
like,
you get the perkaholic after the really hard boss fight. Yeah, it
yeah,
makes sense.
why would you
And
want that? That's one thing I never got.
I think it's the third skull for Skull Hop on Attack of the Radioactive Thing. You have to reach a certain round in order to get enough zombies to fill up the pool with exactly 16 zombies. You
Oh, on
have to have
Skull,
a
yeah.
certain number of zombies. That's brutal.
See, it's just like
It's
it
not
doesn't
too
feel
high
worth
of a
it.
round though. I don't think it's that hard, personally.
Yeah. I just
It's
I'm not sure how I feel about steps that require a precise amount of zombies. Like steps that
Mhm.
are precision based, I do like those, like buried sharpshooter or hit your marks from Ancient Evil, excuse me. Those I like a lot more because anything I would say precise wise that is gun based or movement based, which like the fourth skull on Skullbreaker, I think that's a
Mhm.
really good example of stuff that I would like. But precision stuff when it comes to actual entities, like something having to fire at a very specific spot, or you need a specific amount of zombies for a soul box. Yeah, I'm not as much of a fan of that stuff, to be.
So
Yeah.
what about like interaction-based steps, like Samantha Says or Simon Says on Descent or
I
stuff like
think
that?
that Simon Says on Descent, Samantha Says on Moon, and on Der Eisendrache, the Simon Says in the boss fight for Spacelands, which I'm biased towards because I've ran it so much and I know it has a really cool level of nuance to it. It's like you can choose where the speakers are to like what color that they are, whereas you can't necessarily do that for the symbols on Der Eisendrache because those are randomized every time. And then on Moon, you always have that left to right. What is it? Red, green, blue, yellow. I think that's the
Yeah.
correct. Okay, yeah, I wasn't
Sure.
sure if I
Yeah.
was remembering that correctly, but yeah, I
No.
think the more
No.
level of control you have over steps like that too adds more depth and adds a lot more fun to it. But yeah, they're neat. They're neat
Yeah.
on their own.
Yeah.
I think one of the worst examples of like round capped steps is on 9, when literally the entire first half of the Easter egg is picking up a
Oh,
part.
you need a gladiator to throw its axe. Yeah.
Yeah, you pick
Oh
up a
yeah, that
part, you
that
place
one is
it,
a
you
little
let it
brutal.
sit for 2 rounds, you grab it, you place it down, you let it sit for another 2 rounds. I I love the 9 Easter egg, the later steps. Like I
Really?
absolutely love the raw puzzle, but I
That
can't
one's kind
stand
of
just
rough
flipping
too,
around.
honestly.
Yeah.
I
You
never
know I like
honestly, all
difficulty.
the Black Ops 4 Easter eggs are rough. They're kind of difficult, honestly. I if anything, those are the only Easter eggs I have not completed. I've done almost everything else
Dude, those are
except
like the
for
best
anything
ones.
on they've all been really hard, man. Especially that first one that you're talking of. That one is just kind of brutal.
9?
I always thought you needed to have more people going in with you. Yeah.
All of the Black Ops 4 Easter
No.
eggs can be soloed, and I mean
Yeah.
all of
Oh,
them.
okay.
Even class of
We're losing him.
What? Sorry.
The Call of Darkness.
Pass that by us again.
We're losing Whist.
It was just too much.
Sorry, I don't consider that to be an Easter egg.
What did he say? We don't even know what you were saying.
I will never consider it as an Easter egg, even though it is technically an Easter egg. I will never consider it as an Easter
What?
What?
If you know, you know.
I
We
don't
don't know.
know.
That's why we're
The one
asking.
map on Black Ops 4 with a quote-unquote
Oh,
Easter
okay.
egg. If you know, you
Oh.
know.
Yeah, you kind of
Actually
died
don't know.
before you were able to make your point, but yeah, I see what you're saying.
Oh,
Yeah,
I thought I was dying like as soon as I said the first letter. But
no,
Couldn't make
classified.
that out at all.
I will never do it. I will never spend that much
Oh, is
time
it
on a
because
map.
all the dialogue? You like the dialogue, right? That's what you love about that map.
No, not like the classified Easter egg is literally getting to round 150. That's all it is.
it
There's
is
no like
literally
nuance.
not even like there's. I'm gonna say
Oh,
it.
sorry, I'm
I'm gonna
thinking
say
Alpha
it.
Omega. My bad.
There is
Wrong one.
no
Classified's the other one.
love on that map's main Easter egg whatsoever. No love in it.
I cannot put a picture of the map in my head from this name. Hang on.
5?
I'll look
5,
this up.
5, but newer.
Oh,
5,
okay, yeah.
but newer.
Oh yeah, okay, yeah. I'm sorry. Now I remember what
Carpal,
it is.
it
I keep
actually
thinking
worked. He
Alpha
remembered.
Omega in the same frame, but it's not. It's not the same. Okay, yep, I know what you're talking about.
So you
Out
know
of
what the Winter's Howl looks like, but newer.
but newer and better
Yes,
and
but
and
newer,
and
yeah.
more
and
powerful.
better.
Do you like me a Winter's Howl?
See, I mean, I still find that one weapon to just be extremely but
Yeah, it's not the best
uh,
compared to all the others, but
There
it's just
was
a
so
unique
much.
weapon.
There was so much they could have done with the classified Easter egg and the Winter's Howl.
Hmm.
Uh,
Yeah, they kind of
Yeah.
missed the mark on that a little bit.
this is just a thought I had, but imagine having to like freeze the pig and then like have it explode and there's like a key inside or something. It's a little dark,
that
but it's
sounds
better.
cool.
You know, I
It's
That doesn't
better
can't
than
even
round
fault
sound
them
too
150.
too much,
complicated.
honestly, because this was the very first Black Ops game when you think about it. Well, technically World of War would have been the first one, but yeah, it was still in early phases. So I think for what they were trying to do, honestly, it was pretty ahead of its time. It's just,
What?
yeah, it could have been better,
I
but
believe Notlad is
Oh,
talking
it's a
about
good
Black
start.
Ops 1.5, not
Oh,
Black
Yeah.
Ops 4
okay.
Wait, was
Yeah.
that not what you were talking
Classified.
about?
No,
I
I
thought you
we
were
were
mean, we
talking
talking
were
about
about.
kind
five
of
originally.
talking about Classified, but I mean, if you've got a point that kind of sort of shares between the two,
I was just referring to 5 in general.
okay.
Because
Well,
when you mentioned the big
continue your
step,
point.
that's what
We
I
were
thought
just a little
about.
bit confused.
Oh, I thought I could have sworn that's what you guys were talking about. But yeah, anyways, it's just that one. I thought like for what they had at the time, like that was pretty cool. They brought the first ice weapon, the Easter egg with the scientist and everything running around the facility and stuff. That was pretty new to have an actual real
Eerie.
person that wasn't a zombies running at you and stuff like that. Granted, I guess you could say that also about like Call of the Dead with the big guy. What was his name? The director.
Wow.
Georgie.
Georgie.
I'm not good with names. Yeah, George.
George.
Ooh,
Yeah.
that's
So
that's
yeah.
a
Wow, that
that's a
is
name.
rough.
That is really rough.
What is
Oof.
the name? Yeah,
Forgetting George Romero,
Forgetting
the
the
godfather
man, the
of
myth, the
zombies.
legend.
guys, I'm not good with names. You should know this about me.
What's
I
my
think
name,
I've
huh?
proved it
What's
all
my
throughout
name?
our podcasts, previous
What?
podcasts.
I bet you
But
don't know my name. What's my name?
Steve.
All right. So anyway, the point we were bringing up is compared to the other sort of like reboot maps on Black Ops 4 for the Ether storyline, they could have done a lot more with Classified. It did not have a main Easter egg aside from the high round as we were talking about. And they had a Wonder Weapon quest, but it wasn't like too in depth. It was just getting a
Project
couple codes.
Scatty is like the only honestly that's like
Wait.
the Easter egg for the map that most people probably consider
Yeah.
to be
I
like
think
people that
Project
speedrun
Daddy? What?
Classified, they only really care about that category as Easter egg speedrunners because, you know,
I'm
it's
sorry.
it's
Time
like the
out.
most
Right?
interactable base Easter egg.
Did you say daddy? What?
Project Scatty.
Scatty. Oh man, my audio must have cut
Isn't
out
that how
slightly
it's
because it
pronounced?
really sounded.
Wait, Carpal,
like...
fact check me. Fact check.
Oh,
Is that how it's pronounced? Project Scatty?
That is how it is. Well, it might be like Scotty or something, but you said it
Scotty?
right. I don't know.
pretty sure it's Project Daddy.
Who,
Yeah,
who knows? Who
right.
cares? It's classified. Project Daddy.
I'm sorry. I just went off from what I heard, and that is what I heard. So
Okay. I take back what I said about 9 earlier. Classified
yeah.
is the worst example of a round base Easter egg. I didn't even consider that.
Yes, because you're literally pace locked the whole way until
The whole way.
Yeah.
That is the epitome of pace locking in zombies Easter eggs is Classified.
I do admit that is one thing I do not like about a lot of Easter eggs when you have to wait for stuff. I mean, I personally like to get up and going with it. I like being in control of stuff, but when you have to like go certain rounds, and I know mod maps kind of have a big issue with that too. Like some of them, how they set it up, they require you to wait. Like you have to wait 2 rounds in order for this thing to be ready. And I don't really care for that so much. I get it in like some of the themes, like maybe a machine that's mixing something or whatever. I get the purpose behind it. I just don't like waiting. I would just like to have control of it and be able to just keep going to the next step one after another, you know? So
Yeah,
yeah.
I
Do you guys
100%
feel the same
agree.
on that?
Yeah.
As
I
a speedrunner, yes,
Yeah, that most of all
I
probably.
100% agree.
Yeah.
I think steps that do make you wait, but you're actively doing something like a lockdown. I do like those kind of steps, but I completely
Sounds
agree. I don't
okay.
like waiting
Yeah.
rounds.
Yeah, yeah. No, lockdown, I don't classify it the same, I guess. For me, it's just having to wait multiple rounds just for something to happen. I feel like it wastes a lot of time. It's like, sure, I can just work on killing zombies, but at the same time, I don't like that. Not for an Easter egg.
This is horrible
But yeah.
timing. My phone died. I am putting
No.
it on. Come on.
That is something that generations before us do not share. That struggle, they do not share that same struggle. But let me tell you this, the struggle's real. It happens way too often. And if you donate today, we can save one phone from being
Same.
completely dead. There should be that In the Arms of the Angel song playing in the background, you know? Rescue a dead phone today. Send someone a charger with your funds, with your support. We can make this happen. Yeah, that'd be great, honestly. Okay, so I have a question for you guys on related on
Okay.
topic,
Okay.
but
Okay.
what would you guys say is your number one favorite Easter egg?
That's a crazy question.
Is there one that stands out most of all to be the most fun to you, one that you
There
enjoy?
there are a couple. I don't know if I okay, I say there are a couple, but if I put these in the same category, people are gonna think I'm weird. But I'll just
Yeah.
I mean I could just list my favorites.
Okay.
Um, I really like Buried, especially Sharpshooter.
Yeah.
I I really like Garad Krovi. I really like I really like Dead of the Night, and I really like Descent. I would say that's my like top 4 or 5. I don't remember how many I said.
I gotcha.
Yeah.
How about you, Wist?
So you're asking me what my favorite Easter egg is?
Yeah, yeah. If you can put it in one, if not, you could do like carpool it and just
I'll
name
be
your top
honest, my
few.
mind immediately jumped to like what my favorite Easter egg step or steps would be, but I can think about maps. Yeah. It's a bit of a
Yeah,
different.
it's a flexible topic though,
Yeah.
yeah. Just whatever
I,
you
I
think.
do
Yeah.
think I do think you should consider the map as a whole when talking about the Easter egg, because there are some maps that are terrible Easter eggs but have like one single good step. I feel like that's a bit of a cop out.
Yeah. Because
If you want an example.
one of the first things that came to my mind was actually Dead of the Night. I do really like its Easter egg. I think that the Atlas statue puzzle, it's
Mm.
my kind of puzzle. I love it so much. It's
It's
very
so
Rubik's
satisfying. I love it.
cubing-esque. And if you guys don't know, I'm actually a speed cuber.
Hmm.
My
Know that?
my personal best on
I've
3 by
seen some
3
of the
is
streams.
16 seconds. So
Very nice.
yeah, I love those kinds of puzzles.
And what he's talking about Rubik's cubes for you people at home that don't know speed cubing.
Yes.
Just to
I'm
give some
actually glad that you
background
prefaced
details.
that because when I was growing up in school and I would start cubing, and I
Hmm.
started cubing in like late middle school into high school, and I just
Yep.
said cubing, people did not know what I meant. No
You know,
one
if
I
I
talked to
didn't
knew what I
know
meant.
you
I am
did that,
glad
I
that you
wouldn't know
prefaced that.
either.
Maybe
Yeah,
they
see,
thought you
when I
said you're
hear
Cuban.
cubing, I think math terms, like you had to cube certain
Right.
numbers, so
That
it's
makes
like,
sense.
Yeah.
yeah,
Yeah.
that
Yeah.
that's
You've
what
got
it
to
first
cube
makes me
this.
think
Like
of,
you're
but
like you've made it a
yeah,
verb because it's an arithmetic verb, which makes
yeah.
perfect sense. Yeah.
But no, yeah, I just want to preference that a little bit, just
Yeah,
to
yeah,
give a
yeah.
little
I
background
really do
information,
like
but
that kind of a thing.
you
The
are very
one of
good
the
at it,
Easter
though.
egg steps, um, these are all kind of sort of similar. and how that they have like adjacent puzzle piece interactions.
Oh
I'm gonna
yeah, yeah.
reference a couple maps here. So the dials on Call of the Dead, I really like that. Um, the upgrade steps for some of the wonder weapons on the Frozen
There it is.
Dawn for World War II.
Sure.
I actually really like those.
You liked it.
Where you simply
Glad to
just
hear
shoot
it.
a rock with your gun and it will interact with like the rotation of them to show a symbol or
Uh-huh.
something. I
Yep.
really like the whole concept of like you're moving different pieces and this will unsolve this and it will solve that and you have to like unsolve the puzzle to solve the puzzle. I've always loved that. I've always loved that in puzzles. Um,
Yeah.
so that's another
I
map
told you
to.
so. Okay.
Yeah, you
Very
were
good.
right. You knew what you were talking about. You did know what you were talking about. I do love those kinds
Okay.
of puzzles.
I guess for me, it would be more based on the maps that I am most fond of. I feel like the Easter eggs made them fun for me. Just because the experience I had, it really makes the Easter egg in high regards for me. The first one I can think of would be Shadows of Evil. I honestly love that map. I love the Easter egg steps to it. I like the challenge of it. And it was so unique. Although we didn't really get much of an end cutscene, which is kind of the downside to that particular one. I loved going through the steps, and
There was an
it's
end
just
cutscene.
it's a cool. It is, but it's really short. It's like it just Richtofen coming through the portal and grabbing the orb and stuff and leaving, or the
Iconic though.
yeah. But yeah, it was really short. I would have liked it to be a little bit longer because usually we've come to expect that from Black Ops 3, but that was okay. But I still just really enjoyed it. I like the steps. I like the theme of the map. I like its styling and everything. And that made it cool for me. And also you could build the Apothecant Servant, which was also a pretty cool weapon too. So that one has a high regard. I also absolutely like was that final I'm trying to remember the map, but it's the final one in Advanced Warfare.
So
Um
Descent.
Descent. Sorry, yeah, Descent. I really actually enjoyed that one too. That was a fun one to go through. I like the theme of that map. The Easter egg steps were actually pretty cool. You could actually go outside of the map and like do the
A couple
underwater
times,
step and
yeah.
stuff, and that was super cool. And they also had the jumping puzzle that happens right outside the map.
It's
That
my
was just
favorite.
Oh yeah.
fascinating.
That is one of my favorite Easter egg steps ever.
Yeah,
Like if
that
there's
that
an
was
Easter egg
really
step
cool.
that is precise with movements, that's it. Like
Mhm.
there's nothing. There's I don't
Especially
think
on
there's anything
Yeah.
especially
that
on
comes
exo
close to it.
zombies when the movement is so complex.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
you have to do very specific inputs to even get through some of those. I love it.
I would love to
Yeah.
see like Easter egg steps where oh my god, I'm just now thinking about this. Like what if you get trapped in like this prison cell in like this out of like the map spot in Black Ops 6 and
Mhm.
it's like a slow trap and you have to like use the omni movement to get around it. Like I would love that.
That
Oh,
would
it's like
actually be kinda
closing in on
cool.
you. That would be really cool. Yeah, Treyarch should hire you for ideas at this point.
Yeah, I mean, we have a lot of good ideas on this podcast. I hope they're listening. I mean, they are, of course. They're our number one fans. What are you talking about?
You know, Descent. Okay,
Yeah, that one was fun. I honestly did enjoy that. The
you
one
know,
Another one I would say too, for like ones that I truly enjoyed. Um, I do want to say, uh, I'm not sure if I can really put in high regards. I was gonna say, oh man, it's changing a little bit in my head. I was thinking about it. There's another one I'm kind of thinking maybe I should say from like a third one I kind of like. Um, hmm.
I'm also
Okay, go
trying
ahead
to
and talk
dig
for a little
deep.
bit. I gotta think about this.
I am also
so
trying to dig deep of like what my
Yeah.
favorite
going
Easter egg is.
yeah, going back to our points about disliking like round constraints for Easter eggs, I think
Yeah.
Descent is one of the few times where that's done correctly because
Mhm.
every round you have some sort of new challenge that you have to do or some like objective you have to complete before the round ends.
Yeah.
And I don't know, I like that. I like
Yeah.
yeah, the
No,
grenade
definitely.
challenge especially is very cool where you just survive the whole round with grenades. Like it's not boring. It changes the gameplay. I don't know. I think it's one of the few examples of round constraints done right.
Yeah. Actually, I guess I would say maybe the Final Reich would be the other one. That's one I've
No,
played so many times.
dude,
But I think it's
no.
more just I'm good at it. I think that's more the case of
Okay,
why
okay.
it's come
Wait.
to
Not left.
mind. Uh-huh.
Are you talking about the hardcore version or the casual version of it?
Both. Both in
Oh,
general. I'm good at both, so yeah. I
really?
Well, the hardcore one, nah, it would just be the simple Easter egg. The
Okay.
hardcore one, just with like the killing steps, you get too far up in rounds, I find, with that particular one.
Yeah.
And getting
To
all the
me,
Tesla guns is kind of a pain, but
to
so more
me,
the
the
simple
hard
Easter egg, I think.
to me the hardcore Final Reich is one of the most tediously designed Easter eggs ever. I cannot stand
I
that map.
don't know about that. There is more that are a little more tedious than that one.
Okay, name
And
one. Name one.
Darkest Shores. I
Dude, I
find that
think
one to
Darkest
be a
Shore
pain.
it is significantly less tedious. There's way
I
less
don't
to
know
like.
about that. There's a lot to that one.
There's not that much.
Well, with like getting the spines from
It's
each of
three
the different
spines and three
zombies, and
challenges, and
well,
they're all
that's
very
not
simple.
all. You got to get the stone, the heads, the stone heads. You need to find those all around the
Oh,
map
oh,
to the steps for
there's a
them.
map. That, I
And
just thought of this. I just thought of this. There's a map
uh,
that does pacing in a very intelligent way, right?
okay,
So,
for that
Okay.
particular map, or
yeah. So I remember when the community was first trying to solve the Blood of the Dead Easter egg. Oh my god, dude.
hmm,
Everyone thought that you were pace locked on round 17,
Oh
and
yeah, for
everybody
the
was
warden.
pissed, myself included. And then
hmm.
some G discovered that you could use a monkey bomb to do that one step. So the
Well,
warden breaks open the scratch wall. Dude,
also
Really?
that is,
also
dude.
also that you could just spawn in one of the slamming wardens. Like
Hmm.
this might just be me, but if I see a number pad where I can put in three numbers, I feel like 666 is gonna be the first one I'm trying. I don't know why,
Yeah.
but yeah, no, that
Would
I
have
don't
done
think
115. I thought
But
that's
I'm
more
pretty
to
sure that
more
just
accurate
putting
to
in
zombie lore.
666, yeah, you still need a monkey bomb.
well, yeah, you still need a monkey bomb, but you don't have to wait till round 17.
Yeah.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, honestly those are pretty good suggestions for like maps. I'm surprised that like nobody mentioned what is that particular one? Also Black Ops 2, the jail prison one.
Um,
God, why am
Mob?
I so bad with
Mob of the
names today? Yeah,
Dead?
mob.
I mean, Mob is not a very good Easter egg. I think that's like the one drawback of the map.
Yeah.
See, that surprises me because I always hear people raving on about that particular map. I did not find that one to be very enjoyable
Because the
personally,
side
but
Easter eggs on that map are the dopest.
yeah.
Because
Yeah.
of the rewards. The golden spork knife, I think the worst part of it is just you need to get souls, but then it's such a powerful melee weapon. And then the Hell's
Mhm.
Redeemer, yeah, it's a little bit
Yeah.
tedious with the
Yeah.
bridge. But dude, once you get it, it's infinite damage. It's
It
such a
is.
good reward.
But wouldn't you say like because of all those things you just mentioned that would actually then make that map like a top map that you would kind of
I
choose
mean,
or say
for
like you
sure, but
For
agree
that
with?
the
doesn't make
Easter eggs as a
the
whole,
Easter egg
the
better.
Oh
main
yeah.
Easter egg weighs it down so much.
Yeah.
Okay. I gotcha.
Because the true
Interesting.
this is the way that I see Mob. The true glory of that map is found in the details. That's what makes Mob so good. The story, the side Easter eggs, all of that stuff is what makes Mob a good map. The Easter egg sets it back. It holds it back. It's not as good of an Easter egg.
It's
Sure.
crazy
One
because
step
that
in that
Easter
Easter
egg,
egg is cool, and that's the end. You get to kill your own teammate. Zombies becomes
That
multiplayer.
that is.
That's the only
Yeah.
cool step in the Easter egg.
given how
Okay.
detailed Mob is, it's crazy how brain dead simple the actual Easter egg is.
Yeah.
It can be chalked up to just flying to the bridge three times and then doing like
Doing
a
some
couple side
numbers,
things.
listening to some radios that you can speed up if you play on French, and then just fly the plane one more time.
Sure. So that kind of makes me think of another question for you guys. Do you guys find that the more challenging an Easter egg is, it makes it more exciting in that respect? Like if an Easter egg is too easy, does that kind of diminish its likability for you?
I mean, if it is too easy, that's of course gonna draw it back.
Too easy,
But
not so good.
Yeah,
but it,
if an Easter egg is too easy for me, that's going to
Mhm.
decrease my want to play it again. That lowers
Yeah,
its
same here.
replayability, which in turn makes me not enjoy the Easter egg as much.
Yeah, exactly. But too hard or too much of a challenge is not appreciated. I take it like too many steps
well,
or something
if
like
it's
that.
not if it's not tedious, if it's not like a map can be very difficult and very long. Like I like some of the
Wait,
BO4
don't you
maps.
like tedious maps though, Carpal?
Yeah,
I
that's what
don't
it
think.
kind of sounded like a little bit.
Okay.
This man
It's
likes the
Where do you
challenge.
draw
We
the
know this.
line? Is what I'm asking. Where do you draw the line?
it's no secret, but the Tortured Path is a terrible game mode. Like borderline
Kind of
unplayable at some
fun.
points. Okay, not that sure, buddy.
Terrible. I did actually kind of enjoy that one. There was a time I kept grinding through that particular one on the
Still
Xbox.
haven't played it.
Oh, hey, you know what? We gotta
Uh-oh.
do that sometime. It's
Oh,
very fun.
Wish,
You're gonna love it.
you are in for
A
an
treat.
experience.
A
No.
treat. A real gem.
So essentially what it is it's three mini Easter eggs back to back to back. It's three in a row, but if you mess up anywhere in any of them, you have to restart from the first one. And I don't like that very much. Especially when you're like you can't really do a carry for that because you're so reliant on your other players to not mess up, especially on the last map with like the blood step where like if they move, you're screwed and you have to restart from the first map and like spend 2 hours getting back to where you
Surprises
were. It
coming from the one that likes the challenge. This
So,
surprises me
based off
greatly.
of what I hear you saying,
Uh-huh.
um, I feel like
It's a
that the
fun old
only
time.
true way I can judge it is if I feel the steps for my.
see
I
the
that
like where
does
this is
sound
going.
like a challenge. That does sound like a challenge, but
Yep.
maybe this is my premature brain speaking because I haven't actually played the Torture Path yet. That sounds like if anything, that would add more replayability to it.
wait, there are points.
It's a challenge.
There are points, especially on the third map, where if you accidentally end the round, you have to restart from the first map, and it takes you like 2 hours to get that far.
Oh,
It's a fun time with
It's
friends. I will say
it's
that.
not well, not when you're doing the Easter egg. It's not hard per se. Like there aren't any steps that are super difficult, but you're reliant on everyone performing well, especially on the third map when everyone's it's kind of like the Beast X's where everyone's just supposed to like stand still and get zombie
Mhm.
kills.
but
If
it's
you mess that up
passive and it's
once,
the entire thing. Okay.
All I'm
if
hearing is
you mess up
skill
once,
issue.
you have to restart from the first map.
Okay, so it does kind of sound like that the gameplay does restrict you a bit. So maybe I wouldn't like that
Yeah.
as much. I still need to
Yeah,
try it
no.
at some point.
But that
Yes.
being said,
Definitely.
no matter how much I dislike the Tortured Path Easter egg, there is a step on the second map that I consider to be one of the best Easter egg steps ever made. And Notlad, if you've done the Easter egg, you'll remember this.
Mhm.
But
I
at
know.
one point, you teleport to like an underwater like ruin thing,
That was
and
cool.
you play a cup and ball game with a sentient fish, where he like goes into a cup and you have to shoot the one he's in after it mixes up. And then when he comes out of the cup, he just flies up in the air and does like a 360 and then disappears.
Okay, so
It is
I'm
pretty sick,
opening up
yeah.
my calendar right now. When do we schedule this? When
Oh man,
we schedule it when we get Rorik with us.
Okay.
yeah, my Xbox isn't set up at this time, and I don't even know if it's gonna work. So
It has to be one of the funniest things in all of COD Zombies because something, especially something Rorik does, is he will like put his sensitivity to the max and he will spin at the same speed of the fish. And I have
that could work actually.
oh dude, yeah, there's nothing better. Mm-mm.
Bro,
No,
it
that's
sounds
pretty
like
good.
that you're playing some arcade game or something, and
It is
Pretty
really
you're
much.
like
fun.
guessing
It's-
which cup is the one with the ball in it, and the fish is like, Oh.
I will give Carpal some credit on that though. He made a good point with it depends who you go in with too. That's kind of a big deal. If you go in with people that are not very good with zombies in general or the Easter egg, it does make that one a very big challenge, especially when you die in any portion of the chapters there, you get sent back to the beginning and you have to start from scratch all over again.
So this is
Um
probably what Carpal meant the other episode when he said that World War II is meant for a more advanced and a hardcore audience.
Yeah.
I would
Which
say,
definitely sounds like that I need to stop sleeping on it.
Uh,
And give it a
Like, not
you
only
know,
is it easier to die, but there's just a lot more oh my Jesus. There's a lot more complex steps and a lot more puzzle-based steps
yeah.
than the usual zombies game. I think the one that comes closest is probably Black Ops 4, but then again, there's a lot of like safeguards in
I
BO4
see.
that help you survive. So I think it's a little easier.
That is true. Yeah, and something I've noticed too, and I think it's just because the PC community isn't really big, but on PC, I get a lot more people that are masterful of the game, like World War II in general. So I've just gotten more people that kind of know what they're doing, so that's kind of a nice part about that. But I feel with Xbox, more people like get into that, so you might come across more people that don't know the
Don't
Easter egg as
don't
much,
take
so
this
it's a
the
little
wrong
tricky
way,
in that
Notlad,
respect.
but
Yeah.
if you play World War II zombies a lot and you just find yourself
Mhm.
running the eggs, regardless of what difficulty that you're playing on over and over and over again, and you really enjoy it,
Mhm.
why not consider speed running?
It's more just kind of like me in general. I have ADHD. I can't focus. uh, Even when I'm running with people that know the Easter egg, even if I know the Easter egg by heart, I can't focus well enough to remember what the next step is. I really have to work on remembering. It's just how it is. That's why I can't remember names and stuff in our podcast. My ADHD is through the roof, and it's hard for me to focus. So,
Also,
yeah, speedrunning is not much of an option.
So
World
what
War
you're saying is that I should bring you along for the tortured path, and we're gonna have a torturous time.
Oh,
I
yeah,
mean a fun
Well,
time. I mean a
I
fun,
will do my
fun
best,
time.
man. Although it may take me a while, I will get there. It'll happen. It takes time, man. But I I have if I run something ahead of time, that's usually what I like to do. I can't just jump into like a particular game. Like just recently I went back to Black Ops 2. I had to kind of relearn everything first, and once I kind of got it down, then it's a little easier doing it a second time if that makes sense. Just have to get it down once more in my head. And that helps a lot, but I in no way I don't think I could be a speedrunner. It's just that is a little tricky for me.
I see.
But yeah. I did want to make another note too, and this is also just to the people out who will be watching the podcast. I want to make a note that I am in no way a professional when it comes to zombies. If anything, these two that are with me here, these guys are more professionals than I am. I
well,
came to zombies really late in my life. I originally our next door neighbors they had a Xbox 360 with the first Black Ops 2 game, and I got to play that for the very first time, and that's what started my passion for zombies. And as a kid, we didn't really have games or anything, so getting older, finally. I've been able to like grind at zombies and get into it more, but I'm still lacking in the experience. I didn't grow up with it,
Do
so
you
I'm still
do you
catching up.
do you
You're
know do you know
yeah.
what was the most latest map in Black Ops 2 to release when you got into it?
The latest? All I know is we played Transit a lot. That was a big one, and Transit is a very special one to me because of that.
I mean, Transit's
But
the on disc map, so
yeah, and I know we did do Buried quite a bit too. It
that
was
was
between
around the time that
Transit
you
and
got
Buried. I
into
don't.
the game, right? Like you
Yeah,
met the game.
yeah, I think so. Yeah, Buried would have been out at that time.
So, um, I'm gonna let you in on a little secret. Obviously it's not secret after
I,
this,
I
but
also have a secret.
Notlad, we
Okay.
pretty much have the same amount of time and experience because when I
Yeah.
first heard about zombies and started playing zombies
Uh huh.
was like a month or two maybe after Origins came out.
Okay.
Like right at
Yes.
the end of the Black Ops, like right before Ghosts launched that game, the next
Ghost has
COD.
zombies mode, apparently. I didn't even know that, actually. I just found that out just a few days ago. I had no
Wait,
idea that. It's
Ghosts?
the cryptids. The cryptids, the
That's
aliens.
not zombies.
It's like a zombie mode.
It's not
That's kind of what I
zombies.
mean.
It's a PvE mode. It is not zombies.
Well, zombies is PvE.
Well, I can't disagree, but I also
It
want to
is PvE.
disagree.
That's a fact, man. But I just heard about it mode.
But
I
Spec
thought it's
Ops is
kind of similar.
PvE, and that's not zombies.
What counts as PvE? No. What did you say?
My argument here is, well, Spec Ops is PvE.
Spec Ops. I'm not familiar with that one.
Yo, I got a crazy secret.
Isn't that from Modern Warfare 2, Carpal? Or am I being dumb?
Oh, then I wouldn't have.
Wait,
I wouldn't know
wait.
about that one. Then I guess.
Wait, what are
The
we talking
Spec
about?
Ops game mode from from the Modern Warfare series, the Spec Ops.
I'm pretty sure that was in COD 4.
Okay, well, it was
Modern
in
Warfare.
one of the Modern Warfare early installments, but still. That's also PvE. Technically, the campaigns are PvE as well. But, like, I will never consider Extinction as zombies. Like, yeah, it was somewhat in IW zombies, and that kind of makes it zombies for some people. Extinction is a separate game mode. It is like it's not zombies. In my
Okay.
opinion, it's just not.
It's
Zombies.
I
fun,
did
though.
end up looking it up, and it is for sure zombies is PvE. So
What?
there
Wait,
you
was that
have
a
it.
question?
Oh,
I
that
googled
was the
it.
argument that you thought I was saying. Yeah, no, I'm not disputing.
I
that
thought that's
zombies
what
is
we were talking about.
PvE.
Yeah.
No,
Yes.
I agree with you. Zombies is PvE, absolutely.
Okay.
What I will not say
I'm really
stand
confused
here
on
and
that one.
say is that Extinction is zombies. Because the only time when that's kind of
Oh,
the thing
yeah.
is on Beast. But the mode Extinction is not zombies.
Yeah.
But Extinction is fun
But still
still.
PvE though, right? Yeah.
Yes, it
Yeah.
is absolutely PvE. Yes.
Yeah. Okay.
Like,
I haven't played it yet,
Extinction,
so I don't really know what it's like. But just
it's a lot
in
of
the way
fun.
that it
I
plays, where
played
like
it
you have cryptids and stuff
once
coming at you,
when
is like
Ghosts came
zombies,
out.
I
I
thought.
never have touched it again. I don't even
Oh,
know
you're
if I'm
missing
going
out.
to.
You're
I'm gonna
missing
get it and
out.
Am
play it here
I?
soon. I want to. It sounds really cool.
Okay, I
Yeah,
do
every map
have
but
the
the first map
box
is
at
like
my
really
setup
fun
here.
and well designed.
I
It's
have
also a
a
super
disc
difficult
copy with
game
me
mode.
that I could pop open ever, but
Really? You had it this whole time? I don't even own the game,
okay.
man. I want it. I want to get
Here's
it.
an even
It'll be
worse
fun.
thing, and I'll confess this. I publicly
Uh-huh.
said at one point in like someone's Twitch chat. I don't know if it was Menos or if it was Zay's. I literally said once. I think this was like 2 years ago, around
Mhm.
this time of year, like during the summer, where I would be like, I gotta play Extinction, man. I gotta give it a try, and I still haven't tried it to this
It
day.
had to be Meno. I don't see Zay playing Extinction.
Maybe
I
it was
gotcha.
Menor? It was one of the two. It was
Just
definitely one of the two.
just one thing to note. I played IW first, obviously, and the Venom X and the Venom X variants are a lot more underwhelming in Extinction. They do a lot
never used the
less.
Venom in Extinction. I did play a bit of Extinction before I tried IW, but yeah, no. Whenever I got my hands on the Venom in IW, I was like, what is this? This is like nothing I've ever seen before.
Mhm.
Hey, actually, although it is a little off topic for what we were just talking about, I'm also kind of surprised. Would you not rank Zombies in Spaceland like one of the better Easter eggs you've played since you speedrun it a lot, Wistful?
So,
Kind of love-hate relationship with that one.
I mean, yeah, it's definitely gotten to the point where it's definitely a love-hate relationship.
Mhm.
Yeah, I don't know, man.
I mean, there isn't that much to it, to be honest.
Yeah.
I
Oh,
think the reason I do enjoy replaying it is just I like running around the Spaceland sandbox.
I really
Mhm.
enjoy like the trick that you can do against the aliens with the insta kill. I really enjoy that. That's probably my favorite part about the space line is just
Yeah.
that. Maybe some of the co-op tech that you can do to skip rounds, that's kind of cool as well. Um,
Ooh.
but yeah. I
Yeah.
think my my passion and my love for Spaceland has definitely died a little bit down over the years that I've been speedrunning it, which is sad to say cuz I mean, that's
Well, I could see how
kind of known for
overplaying
being an
it could
IW
maybe take away
speedrunner.
from it a little bit, but
I
Yeah.
mean,
yeah.
I think we can all agree that Shaolin and Attack are way better Easter eggs.
See,
Oh,
that was the
Not
thing I
maps,
wanted
but
absolutely.
to hear.
Yeah.
Like,
No, no, no,
how
no.
come Attack wasn't like your number one for you, Carpal? You always rave about that one,
I
telling us
love
how
the
easy
chemical
that
step.
was.
I think I enjoy the attack Easter egg over the Spaceline Easter egg, just like for the sake of doing it,
Mhm.
a little bit more. I think I like, yeah, it's just a little bit more now.
Yeah, no, the
Sure.
the reason I like the Attack Easter egg so much is it's kind of a selfish thing because when I like try and carry someone through it, they'll like rave about how hard the chem step is and how
Yeah.
hard lasers are,
Right.
how hard the boss fight is, and I just do
Mhm.
not see it. I think it's all not it's not that tough.
I'm surprised how good at it
So
you are. That's
most of the
honestly
time when people
pretty
complain
cool.
about lasers, yeah. I see I remember when I was first learning lasers and how to do it legit, I would die several times, but I learned why. When you
Yeah.
slide underneath that main bridge to the left of like the mounds where the OSA
Yeah,
wall by
yeah,
is,
I know what you
what
mean.
you would do is you would slide under it. Depending on your methodology, your movement beforehand, it would dictate how far you slid. And if you slid far enough, you would get up as soon as you don't see the laser above your screen anymore and you would instantly
Knocks you
die.
down.
That doesn't happen as much on PC, and there's a reason for it. It's called FOV. So every time, even when I'm on
Yeah,
PC, when I do that sliding for real, I turn to my right so I get an accurate angle of if my head is just under the laser beam or not, so I don't go insta down. Everybody who is still learning and goes through that, no one ever thinks to do that because the
I
laser
think
hitbox is so it's just it's so unforgiving.
I
yeah,
would
it,
say
it's
like unlearning things is the biggest challenge I found. Like unlearning the habit of doing the same thing over and over again when sliding through those lasers. Like
Yeah.
unlearning that I don't need to get up and start running again. I need to stay crouched for just a small portion because there's a laser above my head
For me
and just
nowadays, it would be
yeah.
unlearning the mana up skip.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
yeah, and it's crazy looking back because my first ever experience with the Attack Easter egg was with you, Wistful, in like 2020, and it's been at least 3.5 years. And
It was long,
when I came back to IW, when I
yeah,
broke my IW disc and bought the game digitally and I wanted to play Attack because it was a bucket list item before I got into speedrunning, that's when we
yeah,
played the map.
before
Dang!
this was before we had like
meeting
the
you
chem
guys.
solver. This was before a lot of things, and my first experience with lasers was horrific, and it was entirely because of that slide laser. I would constantly get up
Wow.
at the end. Yeah,
Uh-huh. Yep.
Wow.
but nowadays I could do that with my eyes closed. I don't know.
So would you say you like the map because you're good at it, or is it just because of its steps?
100%, 100%.
Just because you're good at it?
I,
Okay,
I
but
I just think it's funny that people
see
think it's hard.
that's what it feels
That's
like for me with Final Reich. Mostly the reason I like that one is because I'm good at that one. And I don't know if I would hold that one in a higher regard if I wasn't. I don't think I would have, but yeah, that's kind of the only reason I'm basing off from that one. But that's interesting. Yeah, attack in no way did I find that one easy. I don't know, the chemicals, you got to do some math when trying to figure some stuff out in there, and then the light step. Oh my, I don't
It's
know.
simple,
I'm
Notlad.
like
Just
the
take the
only one that
summation
has
of all the
horrible timing.
composite chemicals and then take the difference of your own number.
Yeah.
Yeah, I got it now, but at the time it was daunting. But yeah,
If,
for me, it's my timing is the worst thing on that map. The light step, especially the nuke at the end. And you guys know this because I went in with you guys and like
Oh yeah.
trying to get that final light step. I could never do it. My timing is so bad. I don't know why, but
So
I
from
hated that.
experience, I will say, especially if it's a casual Easter egg run, I would
Mhm.
probably say to have the person in your team that's least confident with those lights practice on the
just don't
key.
try.
Practice on the key, because
Yeah.
that's a
Okay.
very
Okay.
similar step that you
Fair.
do before the boss fight, and it's not like, if you fail, then oh, you got to do lasers again.
See, I like being able to just do it for them. Uh,
Yeah,
That
I'm glad
see,
that's an option though.
that's I'm
I
glad
get
that
with
that's an
that.
option. Yeah.
I get with that they don't learn anything and they don't get good at it. But I don't know. Um,
I failed it so many times. That's all I remember. I
yeah.
messed up so many
Usually,
times. We had to do the laser
I
step and
have failed
everything
it
over and over again.
enough times
usually
for it
when
to
we
be
get into
cringe.
the Krog, I'm able to do usually 2 codes. I
Mhm.
have heard someone say they've done 3, and I was just wondering if you've ever done that, Wist, because
Yes, I
I've
have.
never,
I have. Doing all
I've
4 is
never,
also 100% possible.
for sure,
Yeah.
I don't think I've ever had a chance to do 3. Um,
That's a
and
good
if I
thing.
have,
That's a good
if
thing.
I have, I've never done it successfully.
That would be impressive,
You
honestly.
don't you
Getting
don't ever
3.
want
Ooh.
to have that responsibility. Let me tell you.
Hmm.
You don't
Your
ever want that.
timing, your timing on hitting that and your accuracy must be insane to get all 3 like that. That's gotta be
That's
because
pretty
you don't
much
have much
all
time at
of the
all.
speedrunners that run
That's nuts.
attack, because all of us are just eye hungry for the codes that are literally just a straight sequential sequence. Because then we're like, oh,
Mhm.
it's easy.
I don't
Hey,
Done.
Wist,
Well, it's 5, but
Wist,
I guess so.
do you remember the bomb code from our game 4 years ago?
no.
Because I do. We had to attempt it so many times that
Have it
that
down.
the code 14583 is permanently in my brain for the rest of
One
my
four
life.
five eight three. That's actually not even that bad of a bump.
It was my first time, man. Chill out.
That's that's like a really good bomb code.
Sounds like
I
the
mean, it's not
Revelation
perfect, but like
tombstones.
it's a pretty good bomb code.
Mhm.
Like I've gotten bomb codes before that are literally 2, 3, 4. I'm pretty sure it was 2, 3, 2, 3, 4, 6, 7, or 2,
At
3,
least
4,
you didn't
6,
have 1 at the
8.
end. If there is a number to mess up on, it is 1, and it is always 1.
Yeah.
Hmm.
Yeah.
Thankfully, 0 is never a possible.
How would you input that? Just
There's a
nothing.
0
I
button.
mean, you have to do
There
some
is a
sort of
0 button.
input,
There
so
is a 0 button, yeah.
oh, there
But
is, isn't there?
yeah, but
Yeah,
there's
it's
no
0 to 9.
code. There's no code that uses a 0. Not even for the key.
Oof.
Thank God.
Because the key is always what is the key? 3, 4, 5,
3, 4,
6, 8.
5, 6, 8.
Yeah,
Yep.
3, 4, 5, 6, 8. Always those numbers.
Hmm. You know,
And 8 is always last, so yeah.
Yeah,
I'm
yeah, yeah.
thinking honestly, if I ran through more maps and had more time to go through these maps and just keep grinding it like I have with like World War II, maybe I would have different opinions about certain maps. Maybe like Attack. If I ran it so many times that I'd have it down, maybe my opinion of it would change because then I'd know. See, one thing I always thought like if I ran it enough, I would have all the chemicals and everything down. Like I'd know instantly what it was for. And I thought like if I remember that stuff, it
I
would be
don't
different.
think
I don't know.
no. I don't think you want to go to the extent of, if you've done the map
I don't
this many
want to, but
times,
it's
you would just
not that
know
particular.
all the numbers.
See, that's what I
There's
Oh,
thought.
there's
all
too
the
I
many
numbers? Okay.
combinations to memorize for that.
mm-hmm.
Yeah, no. I wouldn't go
You
there.
know,
But it's possible.
each ingredient has six possible numbers because of the 6 diamonds. So
Yep.
yeah, no, no, never doing that.
You don't have that down, Carpal? Oh.
every single ingredient needed. I need to memorize 6 variants of
But
it based off
then, but
Yes,
then
let's
off the
go. Shoot it
diamond.
off.
there's more to it than. But no, Carpal.
Yeah.
No? What do you mean no?
No.
What do you mean no?
You're forgetting about the O number.
You don't have to just know the O. Just look at just do the O number.
Well, I mean, if we're talking about the final number that you punch into the machine, that's a lot more than 6 different possible combinations.
No, oh, you misunderstood what I meant. I meant each ingredient has a possibility to be
Oh,
one of
just the
6.
ingredients alone. Okay.
Yeah.
I see what you mean. Yeah.
Because there are 6 possible diamond combinations for the correct chemicals.
Right.
That knowledge alone helps exponentially to like speed things up a little bit. So yeah, like
But you
I
just
feel
have to
like
know what
somebody
the
out there
diamonds
could
are and
have it
what
down.
numbers
Yeah.
are associated in the columns. That's what the
So-
spreadsheets are for.
Yeah, so there are spreadsheets, Notlad, where basically if you know what one diamond is, then every other diamond is going to be something. So you don't have to even like look
Yeah.
at all the boards. You can just look at one, and then with using the spreadsheet, you can know every single ingredient number.
See, I like
It's
that
super useful.
convenience in a lot of Easter eggs that are coded like this. Like for example, the symbols for the free Alistair's Foley on Dead of the Night. It's the same concept where you have like a set spawn location for a symbol, and then if you see it in that location, it's that certain letter. It's the same kind of concept on attack, where if you have this specific diamond that you can see, it gives you all the numbers for it. And there's only 6 different core possibilities for that. I like that. I like that a lot. Maybe it wasn't the best analogy, but
No, I get what you're saying.
It was a good analogy.
Yeah. I
It's
think
like,
I kinda,
one of them
I
is
can
just
get that.
numbers,
It's just
purely numbers based, and the other one is like location shape based. But
it's like
I
it's
feel like for a lot of people that have good memories to be able to like remember all that stuff, that would make going through an Easter egg a lot easier, I think, and maybe allow for a lot more like speed running and stuff like that. My brain's never worked like that. My memory is terrible. I think it's pretty evident, but with like my memory of names and stuff, but yeah, I cannot remember stuff like that. So Easter eggs with a lot of like difficult or like not difficult, but just like a lot of memory stuff like patterns or numbers or anything like that comes a lot harder for me. So I think that changes my opinions of a lot of maps that I see. In no way does it mean that it's not that way for somebody else or that they're not good at it because of their memory or something, but that's just me. That's just me for a lot of it. So I feel it does affect like my top picks for maps that I like. And honestly, when I think about like all the Infinite Warfare maps, surprisingly, none of those would actually make top of my list for like my favorite Easter eggs. I do like the theme of zombies in Spaceland, but yeah, I don't think any of the Easter eggs in those I actually would say make the top of my list, surprisingly. But I do like Infinite Warfare, which is the strange thing. I can't make sense of that one.
Joe Carpal, can you remember what the code for Pam Green?
what, like the arrows.
Yeah.
Probably. I know the finger movement for it.
You know the you know
Yeah,
the
see, like,
finger
it would be more
movements.
muscle memory. Is that one like
I mean, I
left,
know Willard more by heart.
Up, right, left, down, left.
Yeah,
oh, I was
right, left,
completely
down,
off on that one.
left. And then Willard
Yeah.
Wi-
Left,
Willard
right, left,
is
down, wasn't it?
is oh my god.
No,
Willard
that's
is
Left, down, up, right.
left, down, up, right. Yeah, that's right.
Yeah.
It's so
I was
weird
doing the
hearing it
finger
in bird
motion.
form. Oh.
I see you too have a controller unplugged from your console to do button press practicing.
Yeah, and then I just said Kevin. I did right, left, down, right.
Do you guys
See,
remember
it's
the
all
3
muscle
scientist
memory for me.
names for the Firebase Z Easter egg on the mimic step?
Yeah, Zabine, Sokolov, and Brahms or something.
Yay! This has been
You just
random
reminded me
memory
of
trivia
something.
zombies with Wistful Smile.
Forsaken Easter egg. I actually really like the Forsaken Easter egg, surprisingly.
Ooh.
Yeah,
Ooh.
I've completely that one completely escaped my mind, but
I
that
mean,
actually was a fun
yeah,
one.
that one doesn't really have many like memorization puzzles. It's mostly defense
Mhm.
steps and like, yeah,
Hence what I was saying
escort
earlier.
steps.
For me, it's like it's stuff that
Yeah,
doesn't have like a lot of memory steps is usually the ones I seem to go for. But yeah, I actually like that one because it did have a full boss battle. I like the wonder weapon uh and using that on the map as well. The steps like going through the tunnel and stuff and collecting the crystals was unique. Kind of like that. I don't know. I really found that one to be kind of interesting. I
I
really did
think
kind of enjoy
that
that.
Forsaken is housed to one of the most Easter egg steps.
Really?
Just because that dude, the RCXD, I know it's not that long of a
Oh yeah,
step,
Yeah,
yeah,
that
but
was
yeah,
it's
fun.
so
yeah.
unique.
It
It is.
yeah.
Like, wait,
That,
actually tell me, is there even a single Easter egg step, even for a side Easter egg, for all of Cold War that that requires the use of a score streak or a kill streak? Is there even a single Easter egg that requires one?
I don't think
I'm
so.
I'm thinking.
There's gotta be one.
Mm,
Or the devs
Not
were
that I can
or
think
the
of.
devs were snoring. Like, come on. You make a
No, I
gobblegum
think it's the
required
only
step
one.
in Black Ops 3 and add that to zombies, but when you add kill streaks to zombies, no steps for that? Like, come on. And don't say the freaking part for the crystal axe with the flamethrower, because that can be
yeah, because you
bypassed
can
by
do it with
napalm
napalm
burst.
burst.
That can be
That's true.
bypassed.
Yep. Hmm. No, not that I can say. Honestly, I think that's the only one.
So
I think the funniest
basically,
thing
fair
about
question is
I think the funniest thing about ABH being, or sorry, Zetsubo being locked behind ABH is that
Mhm.
ABH isn't even a base classic, meaning if you just
yeah,
prestige, you're locked out of the Zetsubo Easter egg, which is so funny to me. I'm doing
unplayable
it
Easter
There
solo.
is
egg.
another one that requires a gobblegum of sorts too. You have to have it in order to be able to complete the game.
Well, no,
Which
No,
one
that's
there
that
the
is?
isn't.
only
I played it
one. That's the
recently.
only one that
No,
requires
there
a
was another
gobblegum.
one. You needed it. You
Aw,
needed something. I just
What?
played it
what?
recently. What was it? Um, maybe it's not a gobblegum. Maybe it's something else. But you need to have some. Oh, I think.
What?
What
I'm
was
so
it?
lost.
Darkest Shores. I think requires you to go in with a certain consumable. Am I
No.
thinking this right?
What?
No.
Ah!
No.
I'm trying to. I'm really racking my brain, but I was having the issue. Oh yeah, you need to go in with a certain. What is it? Not
Specialist?
consumables. It's your specialist. Yeah, you need to go in with a certain one in order to be able to
No,
complete
you
that game.
don't.
I thought so.
No.
I'm trying to
What?
remember what it was. Oh, it's just coming back to me vaguely.
I mean, there are ones that will make it infinitely easier, but none of them are required.
What am I thinking of?
I
I
have no
think
idea.
I don't know if it comes back to me. I'll remind you that my brain's just not getting there today. All I
I
do know
don't
is
think
I vaguely remember this.
I feel like the person carrying you lied to you, so you wouldn't
No,
contest
I
them
went in
bringing
solo.
that in.
No, I've been
Okay.
running that one solo recently, but
All right. This
something.
is why we don't use YouTube guides. We use Steam guides.
Oh no, I'm sorry. I'm thinking the grenades. It was sticky grenades. You need to have sticky grenades in order to open the panels on the wall. If you don't have that,
Oh,
you can't open them. So you're basically stuck. That's what I was thinking
you
of.
can
I'm sorry.
you
Oh,
can
had
use
trouble
you
getting there.
you can use the normal grenades, but you do have to time it, which is very difficult.
Well,
But
I've had no luck with that, so I guess maybe that's just the timing is off. As
it
you
is
know,
very
my
difficult.
timing is horrible, man.
Yeah. Yeah, no.
Okay. Yeah, see, that's one thing I don't really like, and that's one thing I think we should maybe talk a little on too. Just like going into a match requiring you to have a certain consumable or something like that, or a particular weapon. I get for that one's not as bad, but I've seen people have horrible box luck trying to get like a particular weapon out of a box. But what
The
is your
EM1.
guys' thoughts on
The
that?
EM1.
Yeah.
The EM1. Yeah.
Yeah,
Uh-huh.
I
I
hate
don't
that I
like
know what
that.
you mean. I hate that I know.
Yeah, see, I don't like that myself either. I
I
don't like the
love
idea of I
dumpster
have to bring in a
diving. I
certain
love
gobble
it,
gum
dude. It's my favorite
to
thing.
diving. Uh-huh.
Like you're a
Yeah,
cat
I
in a
just I
dumpster
don't
that's
like
about to
it.
crush you, and you're just trying to look for the speck of dust that has the key card.
Yeah, exactly.
And
No,
you're following
I
a
don't
laser
think that
pointer.
should be. That should
Dude,
be the Easter egg
Outbreak has
for song.
gotta be one of the worst Easter eggs ever created, especially co-op.
Outbreak?
It is so rough. Or Outbreak Exo Zombies, not Cold War.
The first Outbreak.
Yeah, first the
The
original Outbreak,
actual
not the
zombies map Outbreak.
What did you like about that one in per se?
um three of the cards not okay,
Like the
one of
zombie
them
step,
requiring it.
dying from getting infected.
One of them requiring the EM1, but two of them being very hard unless you have the EM1. And then on
Yeah.
co-op, you have to coordinate with every single card because they are player specific and you can't enter
Yeah,
specific
yeah,
areas without.
actually, that's a good point too. Player specific stuff is kind of a bit rough. But no, I that one, I don't know. I didn't find that one to be terribly bad, but I guess I did a lot of the Easter egg grinding and solo. So it was easy to procure stuff. Like the EM1
It's
getting it out of the box, it was such a common weapon to get. Like I got that one all the
oh, I
time.
never get
Yeah,
it, bro.
I don't know what you're
I
talking
never
about.
get it.
I don't know what you're
I
talking about,
never get it.
Notlad. I
I
don't
never
I
get
don't
it.
know what you're talking about.
Uh-huh. Yeah. I
That
I will admit the infection step is one that I had trouble with in the past, but it was more when I was just learning that map because I got infected and trying to do all the finger scanning steps, I might accidentally die if there was too many zombies in front of me or something. Just unfortunate things would happen, but besides
sad.
that, it wasn't terrible.
No,
I,
it's
I
if you have I'm specifically talking about co-op. If
Mhm.
your co-op player knows what they're doing and you don't have to explain every coordinated step because there are so many on that map,
Yeah,
it is super easy, but
yeah, that's hard.
it is so rough doing carries on it. I just refuse. Yeah, no,
See,
I'm never doing that again.
that is an interesting point right there too. Like going into a map with randos, made they make most zombie games to have that capability. You can go in with random people to complete an Easter egg. Some are straightforward enough that you could complete them easy, but other ones have like as we were saying like those player specific roles and stuff like that. And I gotta be honest, I don't like it. And going with randos, not knowing these steps is rough. One thing I will say, Skur Ritual, it gives the Easter egg steps right on the screen. It tells you step by step what you're supposed to do, and it has an objective. I thought
I
that
mean,
was incredibly unique, and I'd never seen that done in any other zombie
I
game.
disagree
I thought you were
completely with
I thought
that
you were a
statement.
Final Reich fan.
I am.
The casual Easter egg walks you
Hmm.
through the whole thing.
I wonder what connection could be made there.
You're talking like
Um,
the UI, the HUD, like how it kind of gives the
yeah, the
details of.
notebook. Yeah, the notebook tells you what to do in Final Rank.
Yes
It
and no. It's not so much exclusive to the Easter egg though. It's more just like getting the power on and just making the basic stuff kind of happen.
and the thing with Skur Ritual is it's very similar to World War II, where once you finish well, it's not the exact same, but in Skur Ritual, once you finish the casual Easter egg with all the
You
instructions,
can't do the hardcore part without it doesn't give you any information for that. Yeah.
it does not give you any information. And in a lot
Yeah.
of people's opinions, that is like the real Easter egg of the map.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah, I
yeah.
guess it depends how you look at it, I guess. Yeah. For me, I always thought it was neat just like the basic steps like completing the main Easter egg. I've been able to do that fairly easily in like World War II with other people because those ones are easy to obtain with other people. But the hardcore one that you need to go in with a team or something. And I think I'm honestly kind of okay with that. And even in like Skur Ritual, it's kind of okay with that too. Um but yeah, I don't know. I like the idea of it being a little bit simple just for like new people to be able to grasp like Easter egg steps should be attainable for everybody. It shouldn't just be for the people that know how do I describe this? Like just for the professionals, I guess. I don't know if that makes sense,
Pros.
but yeah, I'd like the idea that you can go into a match with randos. They can easily pick up the steps, easily complete them, and you guys can all go through multiple steps together. Like nothing is like player specific, nothing is like over the top crazy that no your general person couldn't figure out on their own. I don't know. I don't know if that
I
makes
I
sense at all,
definitely
but
advocate more for a hardcore audience because just about everything you're describing you want out of Easter egg steps and quest steps that are associated with a zombies map or game. Cold War is kind of just that. Like,
Yeah.
Yeah.
it's just Cold War.
And you'd say you wouldn't like it that much, huh?
I lived through Cold War. I breathed Cold War, and I want something
Doesn't taste
harder.
very good.
Yeah,
Mhm.
no, I want something much harder.
Interesting.
Like, let
Yeah,
go
I
of my hand and let me scream and wail about these zombies attacking me. I want, like, that's. I'm having difficulty finding the words.
No, I
Um,
get
to
exactly
get
what you're
out of the
saying,
Cold War
honestly.
jail.
It's the
And
challenge of it is what makes the Easter egg fun, and I do get that.
the
I
satisfaction
guess
of
for
solving
me,
a puzzle that's not telegraphed to you clearly through voice quotes or, um,
yeah,
I guess
Hmm.
like
definitely, I get that.
obnoxious HUD elements like that's what, it's satisfying.
I was
Yeah,
hearing that
and
from some YouTubers recently that the zombie YouTubers, the way they spoke of it is that they really like when a Easter egg is challenging, like doing their first Easter egg hunts for a brand new zombies game that's
Absolutely.
coming out. They like the
they say
challenging
that
aspects of it.
and then they will complain that they're like too hard and complicated, like with BO4.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I guess I do like the challenge. I do find that to be fun. Like there should be a certain amount of challenge, but I also like where it's laid out easily enough that you can see it's an Easter egg, that you can like I was trying to think of an example, but nothing's really coming to mind. It's like, say for instance, you place an item that you need for the Easter egg step, and it blends in with the rest of the environment. It's not noticeable. You can't tell it's there. It's not an easy thing for the general player to pick up right away because they're not going to know that's something you grab. Like the one that comes to mind is like the black box in Outbreak. Like the black box, if
The
you're
black
first
box
coming
and
to that, you
Outbreak,
don't know it's an
the
Easter egg
pipe or
part.
whatever in the spawn room on the Frozen Dawn. Yeah.
Uh-huh. Yeah, stuff like
what?
that. I feel like it
I
should
heard
It's a
stand
Frozen
pipe,
out a
Dawn.
right?
What?
little bit more.
That pipe
It's a
in the Frozen
wire.
Dawn. Okay.
It's a
Well,
wire.
it blends in with the map so well.
Mhm. Just
Yeah,
like for
yeah.
your general player, they're not gonna be able to like see, oh, this is part of an Easter egg
Like
set. Like,
I'm
no
I'm
way, they're not
fine
gonna
with
tell that,
putting
you know?
items in there and having it somewhat blend in with the map. Like I'm perfectly fine with that, honestly. And I like the
Yeah.
way that like how the pipe worked from Black Ops 1's Moon and how this wire worked in Frozen Dawn. Like I want the object to appear as like some sort of geo asset, and then as soon as I pick it up, I want it to just physically disappear. I don't want to see uh I mean, maybe I'd see a particle effect of it being picked up, but I'd rather not, because
Yeah.
that just makes it feel more realistic of an environment.
I don't know, I kinda like the particle effect because what if you accidentally pick something up without knowing you did it? Like, you were holding X on your weapon to reload and you accidentally pick up the item. Messes up all your steps for
So,
that one, you know? Had that happen.
I think a good example of how that's been done right is when you're doing the wrong chemical on attack. And you
Yeah,
press
for
the
sure.
activate button and everything is wrong, and then just the machine like spurts out and it's like, you did the wrong thing.
Ah, you're stupid. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I
Uh,
guess my question would be, do you like having to rely on like an Easter egg guide to have to figure something else, or do you prefer to be able to figure it out on your own? Like for me, I guess
well,
I feel like a lot of our Easter eggs in the past, they haven't been easy enough that you could just do it without having some knowledge about the Easter egg guide or something like that to figure it out. I don't know.
see, I really enjoy learning the Easter eggs through guides, and then the next time I go in, I no longer need the guide. That's something I
Mhm.
really. But
Yeah, yeah. See, like that makes sense, but I it's kind of like the idea of not having to rely on that being your first time coming into a game where you can figure it out on your own. I like that it would be easy enough that you could find the next part or the next step to Easter egg without much difficulty. Like there will be that normal challenge, but it's not going to be an object that is you would never tell that that is an Easter egg that Easter egg part. Um I was kind of thinking back to like I don't know if you guys ever played on World War II. They have this ship. It's a ship that you can go on, and it's technically a zombie map. I don't even know if it has an Easter egg. Actually, I think there's like
Um,
this
you,
trout
you
Easter egg on it, but
USS Mount Olympus. That's
yes,
the
that
one with
one.
the fish step we were talking about earlier.
Yeah, yeah, that's the one. Yep. There's like a valve step, and that to me, that is obvious enough. Just to kind of give an idea, like I saw the valves, and to me, a valve is something that you can go up to and you could turn. So I definitely tried it, and I figured that out the first time I played it. Like that is the amount of obviousness that I'm kind of referring to. Like it doesn't have to be glowing or anything like that, although that does help with some things, but it's just I don't want it to be an item that blends in like a rock. Like there's a rock amongst all this debris that you're supposed to find and pick up somehow. Like it blends in with everything. You're never gonna find it. It's just
Cough,
certain
cough.
maps they do give you like the pickup option on there, so you can tell like Black Ops 2, it gave you like hold X to pick up this part. And that would then notify you, oh, there's something here. But we have other games like Outbreak again where you come up to a part and it doesn't tell you that this is a pick upable or anything like that. You don't know if it's just junk or if it's actually part of the Easter egg. That's the kind of stuff I'm referring to, where it's hard to see. And for just a regular player, I don't think they would be able to spot that or know what it is unless they had an Easter egg guide. And
Yeah,
that's something
I
that
I
bugs me
definitely
slightly, you
agree.
know?
I definitely agree to an extent. And I'll bring up a map for an example here. I feel like especially for new players, I know I mentioned that this is kind of like Cold War is kind of like the game for newer players to get into and to learn the Easter eggs like in their own time in their own gameplay.
Mhm.
There is one map on Cold War that honestly, if you don't know the egg, you're new, you're going in, you're trying to enjoy it yourself, you're gonna want a guide because there's one step that is just so annoying and dude, even few, like, there's so few people on the internet that have guides out that are like super super accurate about how to navigate that one step, and and it can soft lock too. It's so stupid.
The mimic step?
Which
Yeah, the mimic step.
I've
oh,
never had
oh,
a problem
okay.
with it.
I
You've never
can't
had a
say I
problem
have
with it.
either. No,
No.
me neither.
I kind of just figured that I mean there are only 4 areas in which the 3 mimics could spawn, and then once you clear the area, they can't be in that area, so you check the other areas. I've never had a problem with that.
I mean, it is challenging, I'll give you that much, but, like, getting them
It's
into the container is a
yeah.
bit
I
of a
mean, it's
pain.
technically 5 areas, right? You've got
How
And
motor
many you have
pool,
to
you've got
explain to.
military command control room, colonel's office, skybridge, and then there's Peck's quarters.
Pex,
So
yeah, Pex quarters.
Mhm.
Um, I mean, you could argue that like remembering the names is tough, but they tell you when you get a correct name. So I don't think that's too difficult either.
See, once again, for a person just coming into the game, how are they gonna know all that stuff without looking at a guide?
yeah,
It's like you
exactly.
have to look at the
Like
guide,
you have to
you can't
go
pass
to a
it.
specific area of the map to get a lucky chance of getting the right mimic.
Yeah. See, I don't
It's
like that. I
like
Wait,
personally
it's
don't
not a
like that as
lucky
an Easter egg.
chance. If you're on the mimic
If you
step
know
and you
the
spawn the
area,
mimic
then it's
from the area, then it's
it doesn't
guaranteed.
always consistently spawn the mimic though. That's
Well,
why.
it's always in one of the locations. It's not like it's
yeah,
always gonna have a
But
mimic.
Carpal, the thing is that sometimes when you enter that area and there's just items on the floor, one of them will just never turn into a mimic that's supposed to. It's a
Yeah,
bug.
I'm a little bit on the
I've
lip
never
wistful on
experienced
this
that.
one. I've kind of had that same
I've
issue
done
too
Firebase. I've
in the
done
past.
Firebase like 50 times. I've never had that problem. I don't know. Maybe I'm lucky. I don't know.
You got to be lucky, yeah, definitely.
Yeah, it's strange. I've had times where I went in, it went fine. Other times, not so much. I never know what I usually think I'm doing something wrong in that case, but yeah, I don't know. It's a little hit or miss sometimes. That's just my general opinion, I guess. But yeah, I don't know.
You know, I really appreciate when Easter eggs are kind of wacky and unique.
Yeah, definitely. I get that. I think you share that same opinion with a lot of like the famous YouTubers that do zombies and stuff like that. They like the challenge of finding something that is not obvious and that's difficult around the map and things like that.
I think what
And I
Couple
get it. I
means by
get it for sure.
wacky is like that one Mount Olympus step.
Yeah, the
Like
fish step.
like
Oh,
the
oh,
fish.
I'm sorry.
That
Okay.
kind of
Yeah,
wacky.
more.
Yeah,
Oh, okay. I
I
got
think
you.
that's what he means. Which I
Another
100% agree.
I got it.
another example is on Exo's Infection when you're literally just building a burger. I don't know. I find those kind of
Oh,
things really
I do
charming,
too.
just because.
I forgot. I was going to talk about that a little bit. Although I do not personally would put the Easter egg high on my list as like one of my favorite Easter eggs to do. It was a cool steps doing like the whole building of the hamburger thing, getting all those parts. I actually found that to be a really cool theme. And like it went with the whole burger theme map and everything, or the Burger Town map. And yeah,
Yeah,
I like that. That was actually cool. And you could use the Wonder Weapon too to cook all the burger ingredients and stuff. And that that was cool. Like that's cool in a respect. And yeah, I definitely get what you're saying with that one.
I think one of the worst takes that like an experienced zombies player can have, especially YouTubers, is when they advocate for Easter egg steps being realistic and making sense. Um,
Nah, yeah, no, I disagree with that too. That
cause you're in a game where you're fighting undead people that were infected by magical rocks from giant space
uh,
creatures throwing them through a wormhole. I don't
yeah.
think I don't think it's that serious. I don't think the steps need to be realistic.
Yeah, and we got so much of that already, especially now. All our like our wonder weapons as we were talking, all of them are kind of like mad scientist built weapons where it's
Hmm.
like there's nothing really crazy like an apothecant servant where it's like this creature that you're holding in your hands or something like that. Yeah, I like the craziness too. And it makes me think back also to like Dead Space. I don't know if you guys are familiar with the wonder weapon that you can get from there, but it's like this foam hand that you can get and it shoots. And
The
it I
sneaky finger.
believe it.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's such a wacky, crazy weapon that makes no sense whatsoever, but it was fun. That made it. Everybody was excited to get that, you know? And I feel the same applies to zombies. Like you want something crazy and wacky like that. It makes it such a unique thing to get. But yeah, yeah, I definitely could see that for sure.
Well, lads,
But yeah,
I think we had quite the episode here.
Oh.
I
Wow.
have one more question for you
Oh,
guys. Being that this our podcasts are kind of supposed to be focused on it a bit, but for Black Ops 6, what do you guys hope for the next for our Easter egg? What would you like to see or what do you hope might be in this next Easter egg? Like what would make this to be the best Black Ops game if it had a good Easter egg in some way? What do you look for? If that makes sense.
a puzzle.
A
Real
puzzle.
good puzzle.
Good
What
puzzle,
something that
okay.
was not in Cold War whatsoever. A puzzle. That's all we want.
Okay.
A
I want to use
puzzle.
my brain. I have my brain for a reason. I want to use it when I play that game. That's all I ask for.
Okay. Well, that's pretty much all I got. So, that works.
That's
What is
totally
what do you think the worst Easter egg is? Or the most annoying?
classic.
Oh, other than classified.
Okay, okay.
Attack
Point
of the
taken.
radioactive thing.
Dang!
That
Mm,
would be
All
me.
right. All right,
I'm
Notlad.
sorry,
Let's
careful,
let
but
anybody else answer.
you heard my takes on it.
the
My
worst
timing is so
Easter
bad.
egg.
I don't know. There's probably one that I hate
Um,
more, but let me think.
I think
Vanguard?
would be.
I don't even know what this Easter egg was.
It's they're barely Easter eggs.
Hmm. Revelations was fine.
I don't like Rev.
Really bad Easter egg.
I do not like Rev.
Yeah, it wasn't the worst though. I wouldn't say it wouldn't be the worst of them. It was had a lot of stuff though, but not the worst. I can't think. Um,
I'm just
well, I
gonna throw.
definitely
I'm gonna throw out. I'm gonna throw out Black Ops One Moon out into the crowd because I do not like Black Ops One Moon.
I don't
really that
blame
Uh,
one,
you
no?
exactly, but also
well, I did not grow up with it, so having to do
yeah.
it was very tedious. It took an hour and a half. Yeah, no.
Hmm.
I'm just gonna
Yeah,
have
I'll
to
give it
point
to
my
you there. That is
finger.
tedious.
I'm sorry because the boss fight kinda sorta saves the map a bit, but like I don't really like the Archon. I really just
I don't think anyone likes the Archon.
yeah,
No, yeah, I think you're
really
fine on that one.
Yeah, something did happen in
like
on
the
launch.
only part of that egg that was kind of cool. I only feel like it's cool because I didn't understand it on day one when I was hunting it. Was literally how you make the boss invulnerable. Is like you throw the shards at these constructs in the sky behind you.
Yeah, and then they like crash into him or something.
Yeah.
I remember on launch of the Archon when we were hunting, me and QK, who's one of our friends, we got like an infinite Ring of Fire glitch somehow. I do not remember the process, but we had infinite ammo for the entirety of the boss fight, so the damage phases just went by really quick, and that's like the only good memory I have from that entire experience.
Interesting. See, I'm kind of thinking. I did not like Darkest Shores is proving to be a bit of a pain. So that
Skill issue,
Easter egg is
skill
kind
issue,
of
skill issue.
you gotta admit there is kind of a lot of just rough steps in that one. It's not an easy one. Like if I complete that map, if I complete it again, that's gonna be the last time I do it. The Easter egg
I
for that
I
one.
I
So
If
mean to
this
be
was
to
if
be
this was
fair,
a
not
if this
lad.
was one of Notlad's thumbnails, it would literally just be that one guy who's being torn in half on the Darkest Shore and
Yeah.
just crop his
gonna
face
have my
there.
face on it.
Yeah,
Yeah.
just have your face on it.
That is something I would do actually. Yes. I got
I
the
mean,
perfect thumbnail for that
There's
too.
your future thumbnail idea.
Yeah.
to,
Next
to,
time
I
that
to
you
be
do one of
fair,
those
not lad.
videos.
To be completely fair to you, I have never done that Easter egg solo because of how hard the boss fight is. But
Yeah, I'm
I
trying
don't
to do
think
it solo. It's brutal, man.
I don't think the steps are like that complex. I think it's pretty. If you know what you're doing, it's pretty straightforward. It's just it's a different kind of difficulty. It's like surviving is the hard part, which is
Yeah.
like the complete
It,
opposite of the rest of World War II.
yeah, exactly. Well, I do find there to be some steps that are a little rough, like trying to find the one head that is on like the cliffside and stuff like that. It becomes a bit annoying because you're trying to shoot all those different hard to see mounds on the side of the walls. If you know all their locations, that's great. Getting that it once you finally find it, you're like you had to go through the whole thing and find out it's the final one. It's just annoying. Like that step to me is a little annoying, just the bumping around trying to find it. And also when you run out of ammo and your saw weapon, it kind of sucks. And then the bouncing off the walls with the blades is kind of annoying as well. If you know the spot, once
Yeah.
again, it
Okay.
feels like if you know
That's
enough
actually a
in the
good
game,
mention. Wait,
it's
I
a lot
actually
easier.
love that part about the Darkest Shore. I love that.
it's
I
it's
I think it's super cool. I think
I
it's super
think that's
unique.
so cool and genius.
I
Like
don't know.
that's
I
the
find
kind
that
of
one to be a little
precision
annoying.
shooting that I effing love, dude.
Well, if you see this once again, if you don't have an Easter egg guide for this one, if you're just doing it from scratch like I was, trying to figure out the right angle to shoot the blade to hit the other panels is annoying. I don't know. I can't imagine what it was like for the first team to try to figure out that Easter egg. That must have been just the worst. Um, but yeah, if you have an Easter egg guide, it's a lot easier. Once again, you also have the ship shooting part. If you don't have
Oh,
a
that's a
guide
great
for that,
step.
well,
What?
now that we have a guide for it, I mean, trying to figure out the right coordinates to shoot the ship off in the water without knowing that stuff, it takes a long time, man. It's a
I
lot
mean,
of
just
attempts. And then you got
I
to
mean,
refill the battery if once you're out of shots. I don't know. There's just too many things that make me mad with that one.
I don't know. I find the ship
I'm
shooting
hearing
it's just like
World War
trial and
II
error.
rage from this guy right now.
I'm hearing
rage.
I
skill
still love
issue.
World War
Not
II, but that
lad,
one
wait
happens a
until you
little
hear my
aggravating.
rage if it even comes out when doing the tortured path.
Torture Path is good though.
Oh,
I
we're
need
we're
to
gonna
try the effing tortured path. I want to try it so
Torture
bad
Path,
now.
I like that one. That's
we're
a good
gonna
one.
we're gonna be with Rorik. We're not gonna have too hard of a time. So
Dude, the windmill step is the best. You're gonna love
I
that.
I do love the windmill step.
It is actually good, yeah.
It's super specific, but it's kind of fun. I don't know.
It is satisfying, yeah. Um,
Alrighty.
yeah, it's I don't know. The Darkest Shores one, it just there's too many steps in it that just if you didn't have a guide, it's just too aggravating. And I tried to go into that one trying to go without the guide because that's something I enjoy about Easter eggs. I like going in and figuring it out for myself.
That's
And
that's that's yeah. No, I
it's
no.
rough when you can't do that on your own. That's one thing I don't like. But yeah.
See,
Anyways,
I
I
really
suppose we're
only like
probably
that because discovering the steps is just the fun part for me.
yeah.
I
Yeah,
mean, I
it
like
is.
Easter egg hunting, but
That's
I mean,
one
if it's
thing I
already
like
solved, I don't really care.
on Cold War. I like that about that game. The steps were easy to figure out, and I felt like when I first got the game, I was Easter egg hunting, trying to go through and solve it before the big YouTubers figured it out and stuff. And it was fun. That one wasn't so obscured where you had to find something that was unmarked and just blend it in the environment. You could do it simply. And I had a blast with that. And I actually felt like I was accomplishing something going through those Easter egg steps. And this was more Die Machine when I first tried that one, but um
Mhm.
yeah, I enjoyed it. Just that going in and figuring it out for yourself and being able to do that. That's what I really like.
Me and Wist met during a Cold War Easter egg hunt
Did
for
you really?
yeah for Mauer, I think.
Yeah,
Oh,
I
awesome.
that's
I was
definitely.
playing it with Loki on launch, and then he invited Wistful to like share his information because we were all hunting it.
Yeah, because I
And
met Loki
it was a good
before I met
time.
you.
Oh,
Yeah, it
awesome.
was a good time.
It was, yeah.
See, that's a fun thing. Like doing the Easter egg hunting is a fun part, and that's most of all what I want to see. I want to be able to do that exact thing, do the hunting myself without difficulty or needing a guide for it. That's most of all. I think that's my biggest that's my biggest pet peeve right there or something. I don't even know. Just yeah. But yeah, I suppose that's probably our time here, isn't it?
Yeah.
Eddie?
Well,
Wow, that went by quick.
I wanted to say a couple things before we ended. I remembered one thing. Oh, I'm okay. I remember both. Okay, so
oh, Gobblegums. We didn't talk about
um
the new leaked footage too.
um
We should make a note of that.
that's not leaked.
Well,
Perkaholic is red. My life
it
is
was
ruined.
brand
No,
new.
I'm kidding.
It's
The
kind of
Gobblegum
pain.
machine that came out.
I did a whole video on the teasers for like the Mr. P Gobblegum machine. If
Mhm.
you guys want to go check that out, but yeah. So two things that I wanted to quickly. An idea for our next episode for podcasting. Um, how do you guys feel about high round topic?
I
Oh.
don't think I would sit in for that one. I'm not a high
No.
I don't
in
know
any
if there'd
sense.
be enough to say about it personally.
Ah.
It's an interesting
I
topic. Like I enjoyed the high rounds. It's just I just gets a little overly repetitive for me unless you can speed it up some way. I feel like certain maps it's a little too hard to do a lot of speed
and
or
I'm
like
not sure what
rounds.
we would talk about. Oh, I like round 36 better than round 48. No.
Gotcha. All right. Just
No,
and
it's
then
good. Keep it
the
coming.
the other thing, this is a bit unfortunate, but unfortunately, I cannot do episode.
Are you not gonna have any time during the week?
Literally from Friday to Sunday, and excuse me, Friday to Monday evening, I will be away on.
What
So,
about Thursday?
Quick,
probably
did
could
we
do
conclude
Thursday.
this episode already, or are we still going?
I don't
No,
know.
no, I think we're still rolling.
We're
Sorry.
keeping this in. This is
But
important.
Oh, okay.
but yeah, I think Thursday will probably be better. So
Thursday.
Okay.
yeah, one of the I think it was the last episode of the podcast. I unfortunately uploaded it off schedule because usually we do these things Saturday nights, and then I upload them the day after. I'm still
I was
planning on
missing that
doing that with this
information.
episode, but yeah, we'll probably just have a
I had
next
no
one.
idea we were on a schedule when you guys mentioned like, oh yeah, this Saturday it's happening. It's like,
Yeah.
I
when did
mean,
this get
doesn't
decided?
it kind of feel like a schedule? We usually do it.
I mean,
I mean, I'm fine
it
with
did
it. I
kind
just
of,
need to know about it.
yeah. It kind of manifested itself, the schedule. I don't know, it's kind of nice.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm okay with it. Saturday works. It's just, yeah, I had no idea we were doing a schedule,
All right. All right.
but it
Alright.
All
works.
right.
It
Well,
works okay.
I think that's gonna do it. We are definitely like for me definitely 10 minutes. So
Yeah.
Okay.
that's
We
gonna
I
we're
be
not
mean,
it
going to talk
for
about
this
the
episode
cheeks
of the
bubblegum.
Wundercast. Thank you all so much for watching. See you
Easter eggs are
guys.
pretty cool.
They are, yes. Bye bye.